Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another live stream. Today I'm going to be going over all the new releases for March 15th, new comic book day. We've got a ton of issues. I think I got in the thumbnail like 95 new issues coming out. There's a lot of really good ones too. I'm really excited to talk about these books with you guys. We got some really sweet covers on the way. I think there's quite a few new series. I don't recall off the top of my head. We're obviously going to be getting into them. But in these videos, it's these live streams are a little bit more in depth. We cover a lot more books, a lot of books you guys want to see as well. Whenever I start talking about them, just let me know if there's any that you want to talk a little bit more in depth, and we absolutely can do that. Everybody in chat, what's going on, everybody? We got K. O'Hearn, Inc., Ideal City, My Two Cents, Joseph L., Spitzkopf, Larry. What's going on, everybody? I hope you guys are all having a really good day so far. I appreciate you guys all tuning in, especially tuning in early. Come check it out. So what's going on? Let's see. We've got Ideal says 95 new comics. Yeah, that's quite a bit. Joseph L, 19 on the list to pick up tomorrow. My God, that's crazy, man. My Two Cents actually gets crazier, everybody. He's got 37. That is absurd. That's a lot of books, man. Glenn Smith, John Dayton, what's going on, everybody? Thank you all so much for tuning in. With these live streams, as always, I'm going to be going over the indies first. We're going to be covering some of the smaller publishers, working into the major publishers, the smaller indie ones, then Image, Boom, all those ones. And then we wrap it all up with Marvel. John says, aloha, what's up, what's up? Let's see, anybody else that I missed? All right, cool. We got some folks in the house already. So let's jump right into it, guys. Let's see. The first one that I particularly want to go over because it's one of my favorite publishers, but we've got AWA Upshot. They've got Trojan issue number 3 coming out. Oops, not that one. I'll go over that a little bit later too. This has been a pretty decent series. I guess decent's a nice way to put it. I think it's just been all right. Let's see. John, what's going on, buddy? My Two Cents, all those damn timeless covers, but it's worth it. My God, those timeless covers, we're going to be going over them too. I absolutely love the timeless ones. And Lyle Hobson's in the house too. What's going on, buddy? Are you up in the cold still, up in the Arctic Circle? Man, I hope you're staying warm up there. John, I know you got the message last time. Go on the Patreon. I need your email address, and then sign up for Discord while you're there too, so you can hop into that conversation. Hey, Joel Marrero, what's going on, buddy? First time catching live, man. Thanks for tuning in. I appreciate that. I hope you have a good time, good experience watching this first one. K-Bar in the house. Only 2 more weeks for you, Lyle. Man, I hope it stays. I was gonna say, I hope it stays decent for you. I don't know what it's like up there right now. I can only imagine how terrible it is. Expert snake placement on the cover. Oh, I just took notice of that too. I was like, I wonder where they are. Such a weird series, man. SMK gang, what's going on, brother? I don't know. I always talk about how AWA always has constant bangers and they just like never let me down. This one hasn't been bad by any means, but it's just, I don't really know how to describe it, I guess. It's just super okay. I thought it started off all right, and then the first issue wrapped up with a nice cliffhanger, and I was like, all right, cool. We're going to see where it goes. I didn't really like the direction of the second issue. I didn't think it was, I don't know. It's almost like everything that we learned in the first issue. Well, I don't want to spoil everything for you guys. We don't really go over too many spoilers in this one. But it's like everything you learned in the first one kind of was undone in the second one, and you found out the character's real motives. And I mean, yeah, we got her on the front cover now, and I don't know, it's just a very okay series. I'm excited to see where they go. I mean, usually with AWA, they've been starting off slower, but they give us some nice detail, nice backstory, and then by the third issue, usually a lot of stuff happens. And then, they've never really let me down, besides New Thing. New Thing's probably the worst series I've read from them. Bought issue 1, but have yet to read it from Space Crime. Love AWA, though. That's exactly how I feel. I'm going to pick up all their stuff no matter what. I'm just going to ride it through. Although I didn't finish Primos, I will say that. I forgot about that series. But I guess what it is, if anyone was like casually interested in checking out the first one, let's see. So it's like it says creatures of myth, centaurs, fauns, gorgons, kelpies, gnomes, and more. They're basically all real. All these mythical creatures, they all exist in this world. Except people don't look at them as these mythical creatures anymore. They kind of look down on them. I don't know the right comparison, but they kind of look at them as less of people in society. Like, I think they get beaten, sometimes killed, if they find out that they are some sort of creature. So they kind of have to stay in hiding. But the main character, she's out to get revenge on somebody. So, it is what it is. Could be better. Definitely could be worse. She's better looking when she's not all Medusi. From AWA, is it better to wait trade paperback or issue by issue? My honest opinion, I think it usually comes down to whatever the series is. This one, if you really are interested in reading it, I would definitely wait for a trade paperback. But they have a lot of good... I mean, it's not like a lot of their series are that difficult to read in one sitting. You usually can plow through them all. Maybe if it's a 4 or 5 issue miniseries, you could probably get it through all of it in like 30 minutes. They're really not that difficult of a read. Not a lot of dialogue for the most part. A lot of cool action that progresses the story. But I'd say for this one, definitely wait for a trade paperback if you are interested. But I'm trying to think of some of the other ones that AWA has right now that I could recommend. I mean, well, actually, that one just wrapped up. Awawa. I definitely spelled that wrong. Let's see. Probably just put in comics. That probably is a lot easier. Let's see. Oh, Black Tape. All right. So Black Tape is ongoing right now. I would definitely recommend getting Black Tape. That one has been very good. However, with all these other ones, they're all wrapped up. But I mean, just looking at this, I mean, American Ronin, Erratic, Devil's Highway, Knighted was pretty good. I think they summed it up to lead into a second volume. But Not All Robots, Year Zero, Old Haunts, Jesus, Archangel, Fourth Man. These are all really good series. Everything going on with the Resistance, definitely check those trade paperbacks out. My goodness, even going down further. Fight Girls isn't a bad series. Red Border's great. Crimson Cage, Sacrament, Hit Me, Telepaths. Red Zone might actually be another one that I kind of... Actually, I'm not sure if you can see that on there. Red Zone on the bottom one from the far left is actually another one that at this time I kind of recommend reading a trade paperback, mainly because I'm a little biased. I'm not too big into the spy espionage shit, and that's where this series is. I think it's only a 4-issue miniseries too. So I would probably wait on Red Zone, but that's just me. I'm going to keep reading it, mainly because I like reviewing all this stuff for you guys. But from an outsider looking to get into these books, that's one I would also wait for just a trade paperback. John says the Joneses was pretty good. I actually really enjoyed the Joneses, but same thing. You should probably read anything with the Resistance Uprising, anything with the Reborns. Get a little acquainted. I do really recommend, if you're getting into the Reborn world, read the Resistance, read the Resistance Uprising. It's really not mandatory. Like, you're going to be caught up, but I feel as though for you to truly appreciate the series, you got to have a baseline understanding of how the world treats the Reborns and how they don't want them to pretty much exist. Then jump into those little series. Izzy first, what's going on, buddy? Spy Story, Bro Velvet for Joel. Hotel Volume... yeah, definitely check out Hotel Volume 1 and Volume 2. I think Hotel Volume 1 is a lot better than 2, but 2 is still very good. Let's see. So that's Trojan. I think it's only got one cover. This guy, Nuclear Convoy. Nuclear Convoy. This person, I think we were talking about them on the last week's stream as well. I don't know when this solicitation comes up. It obviously doesn't matter because it says, is this the final issue? I see no solicits past it yet. Right there on the front cover, it fucking says 3 out of 4. And I'm pretty positive this person last week made another comment about one of these books saying, is this the final issue or is this something... and I remember we were talking about it, it says it literally right there. Or is this the only cover? And they had an entire list of covers in the bottom right. I'm almost positive it was Nuclear Convoy. Well, since this one keeps wanting to pop up, might as well talk about it a little bit. So if any of you guys know the artist Jae-Hung Lee, he's going to be coming out with his own little series. It's on Kickstarter right now. And the reason I'm talking about it is because I'm going to be getting some copies to do as a giveaway. So they reached out to me. They said, would you mind, talking about it? Here's some issues to read. I will tell you, I haven't read the entire series yet, but what I have read, I have really enjoyed, and I really like the artwork as well. So this is the pre-order for it, and like I said, they're going to be giving me some stuff for giveaways, so just be on the lookout for that. I just want to go through it super quickly. Wow, 892 backers already. That's awesome stuff. If I had the other stuff set up right now, I'd play the little video for you guys too, but I don't have everything set up to kind of do videos. And to be honest, I rewatched the videos from last Friday's stream, and they were like really choppy, and I don't think the audio lined up either, so I got to figure that shit out before I keep playing videos for you guys. I didn't realize they were that bad on your side of things. But you got a lot of different options. 10, 15, get you a whole bunch of stuff. You got trade paperbacks, issue 1. So check all these out. There actually are a ton of different options for you guys. But yeah, Jae-Hung Lee, really great artist. Really excited to see where the series goes, because like I said, I haven't read the entire thing yet. And there's also, you know, they told me that there's not talks, but there's rumors floating around that there are a few people that are interested in picking this one up. So if you are more interested in the spec stuff, I might keep a close eye on this one, because I think it is going to be more of a little bit of a limited series. I think they're only coming out with this on Kickstarter. So be on the lookout for that, but grab yourself some copies of it. Stay tuned for my giveaways. I'm going to be giving away, I think I'm going to have 2 separate giveaways for it. I think I've got the entire series, and then I've got an issue 1 that I'm going to be doing for you guys. But if for those giveaways, and then for this one, I think it comes out in the next couple of months. So even whenever I do the giveaway, obviously they're going to be sending it to you guys. It's not going to be me. But yeah, check that out. I should put the link down below in the description for you guys too. But yeah, it's called Guma, the beginning of her. And like I said, the first issue was really good. I'm excited to see where they go with the rest of it. But now back to this week's comics, folks. Let's see. That's Gucci. That's a hell of a cover. That was a hell of a cover. Spitzkoff Larry. So Jae-Hung Lee is an awesome artist. I vaguely met him. He was at, I think it was Dallas Fan Expo, and he was doing some Something Is Killing the Children covers. At least I believe they were Something Is Killing the Children. It was either that or House of Slaughter. I didn't get anything signed. The line was pretty long, and it was a limited time. But let's see. A lot of people have been hyping this one up too from the Millar world. Millar world. Weird way to say it. Now, I have not read Nemesis. It's Image, but I talk about it with the Millar world. Love to get a new Red Hood series from DC. I can only imagine that time's coming. Some couple different ones. So it's not a good description on this one too, but from what I remember from someone telling me about this series, it's like, what was it? Something along the lines of if Batman was bad, or, a superhero that had all these powers or money or whatever, uses powers for bad instead. I don't know off the top of my head, but I've heard very good things about this series. Let's see. I have to tell you, Death Dealer is a fantastic book. The artwork is fantastic. Which one's Death Dealer? I'll look that one up quick. I heard this run has been underwhelming. I have no interest in the character, though, so I haven't... Great way to describe it. Evil Batman, loved 1 and 2. All right, cool. Yeah, I was going to say, I'm pretty sure that's how it was described to me, and I was like, all right, that's cool. I do have, actually... I thought I had it. Is it? Oh, yeah, shit. See? I got the trade paperback sitting here. I just haven't read it yet. So here's actually a good way to describe it, and I'll show you some of the artwork as well, in case if you're interested in some artwork. So... who's Nemesis? He is a son of a privilege. He is a son of privilege. There we go. An inhibitor of billions from his deceased parents. He owns a fleet of the finest cars and a hangar full of planes, and has countless technological gadgets at his command. Donning a mask and long flowing cape, he's a man in white fighting relentlessly for a cause he believes in. So that's what it's about. Let me bring up this real quick. Here's a little bit of artwork, too, for you guys that might be interested. The artwork actually looks pretty cool. So here's a little bit of the artwork. Let me see if it's good. There we go. A little bit of the artwork. Not going to be getting too crazy with it. If you guys want to check out the series, this is Volume 1. So that's the new one. Nemesis Reloaded is obviously the second volume of everything. But like Joseph L. said, haven't read anything but 1 and 2 of this run, but he's really liked it, so he's disturbing. All right, that's cool. Batman vibes, yeah. Well, I need to hop on this one. All right, there we go. Well, off to the side, let's get back to some of these comics. So yeah, if you're interested in that, if anyone else has read it, let me know. Art is fire. Batman, yeah. Now what is oh, this is Death Dealer. I was gonna say, which one's Death Dealer? I've heard of Death Dealer before. Frank Frazzetta's Death Dealer 10. I think we were talking about this one a few weeks. Whenever issue 9 came out, I believe we were talking about that one too. Let's see. Let's check out some of these covers. Got an incentive. Covers look cool. So what is this one actually about? Chronicle the next chapter of our hero's twisted life, where in order to atone for a terrible deed, he must literally go through hell, both of them. That does sound pretty cool. Spitzkopf says, not gonna lie, Jimenez is probably my favorite current artist. Dude, he's got some fire shit too. 100%. Let's see. Moving down the list, we got a Whatnot book coming out this week. Is anyone reading? All right, I know we've talked about Whatnot a few times, so we don't have to get super in depth with them. But has anyone read Quested? This is like the only one that I keep talking about that I'm very interested in from them. They always have cool covers, although these are just very okay. I do like this one. That one's pretty cool. Let's see. Character design. Oh, wait, no. All right, keep buying it for the Frazetta art. I haven't read any of them yet. Character design is fire, but no one can compare with Frazetta. Jimenez has talent to spare. All right, so I definitely should be checking out that series. What is it, Opus? I don't think I've ever seen... I've never seen an Opus comic at my LCS before. Oh, no one can compete. But it also doesn't look like we've got any Quested fans in the house. Let me know if you guys have been reading it. I'm not going to stick on this one for too long, but it always seemed really interesting to me. Dawn Attack is the Frazetta girls as well. I'll have to check that out. I'll have to check that out too. I've heard By the Horns is really good. Sadly, I'm not reading it. I think a lot of the indie ones, there's not too many. Here's a new series. There wasn't a whole lot of stuff coming out from them this week, in my opinion. There we go. Oh man, dude, I think the delay's got to be pretty bad. So as a Zelda fan, I only want the cover. I feel that. N64 Zelda, you can't beat that. I bought Quested 1, didn't grab my attention, I dropped it. I did that for almost everything else from them. I did the same for a while. I read them and all right, at least you enjoyed them. That's good though. Snagged the first issue of Quested at work on release day. It's okay. Fun enough book, just not for me in my opinion. What's it well, I mean, I guess I could relook it up, but what's Quested like actually about? Well, journeying home from a quest, Jinx and Cruz stop to service Hamo's pea-sized bladder in the Great Hall of Midbrawn. Yeah, I don't know. Whatnot books just seem very cash grabby. They're not. To me. I had this conversation with someone who is a big video gamer, and I felt as like that video gamer too. This is kind of how Whatnot books are to me. It's like you've got, I don't know how old everybody is in the chat is, but my kind of teenage years, I had an Xbox 360. I also had a PS2. And systems like that, it's like you really see how much sometimes care and effort goes into some of these systems. And then on the other side of things, you've got Nintendo, who in reality, they came out with the GameCube around the similar time as I believe the PS2 and the Xbox 360. But the GameCube compared to them is, while they didn't have all these crazy games like PlayStation and Xbox have, like they didn't have Halo, they didn't have Gears. Well, at the time, I think Resistance was on PlayStation, or that was actually PS3. But my thing is with GameCube, is instead of making this system with all these wild capabilities and all these new age functional things, they really honed in on the actual gameplay themselves. And when you go back, those GameCube games, they're very expensive because of just the like the replayability that those games have. They still hold up for the most part. Look at just Smash Bros. I think those years were the biggest ones for even Metroid Prime, Mario, Zelda. They came out with some really fire games on that GameCube, and they're all exclusive to their system. So while the system wasn't exactly the most technological, futuristic system compared to Xbox with Xbox Live, look at what they did for the games itself. It was absolutely crazy. So that's why I wanted to bring that up, because I had that conversation. I was like, then it turned into like, so what do you think about Whatnot? What do you think about these publishers? And to me, Whatnot kind of struck me as that. They're going for the biggest thing that they possibly can. They want to hit a home run. They want to have flashy covers. They want to have flashy art. But the story is just straight, there's no substance to a lot of these stories. And from what I've read, that's the kind of, the takeaway that I had. They want to sell covers. They want to sell these exclusives, but they don't exactly, I guess, care about the longevity of the series. They don't care if it holds up. They don't care if it's dropped by issue 4, issue number 5. As long as the first issue sold an absurd amount of copies, that's what they are. That was what the whole game plan was. That's how I feel. Just my opinion, though. Nintendo still operates like that, though. Not the greatest. Yeah. I mean, I got a Switch. I got a Switch Lite. I really enjoy playing some of those games. I will admit, I tend to play a lot of my PS5, though. I do go back to my PS3 and my original Xbox. I've actually got a PS3 and the OG Xbox hooked up right there. But I've got like a nice little collection of game systems off to the other side of me. Let's see, Mario Sunshine, I can still play it. Dude, Mario Sunshine's fire. I've got, I think I do have Mario Sunshine. I don't know where the disc is at this point, or the case, which reminds me, I should probably find that. Oh, all my GameCube stuff's still out in the living room, though. I'm still hopeful for Heavy Metal from Whatnot. I'm hoping Exiled is good. 1 was decent. See, that's my thing. Exiled 1 was just okay. I didn't think it was anything too special. I am holding out hope for Heavy Metal, though. I will say that. Spitzkoff, PlayStation is the GOAT. I grew up on a PlayStation. I loved everything about it. I actually didn't grow up with an N64 or any of the Nintendo systems. I had PlayStation. Eventually, I had an original Xbox, and then down the line, I got a 360 too. And they were great, but PlayStation's always going to be my my number one. Comic Core, I agree. The pitch needs to be solid, and the story needs to be engaging. All flash can also mean all trash, and to me, that's what it's been. Honestly, that's what it's been. I had Nintendo and PlayStation systems always. I sadly never had the Nintendos. I always feel like they were more expensive. Plus, my dad liked PlayStation, so being a kid with zero money, that's what he bought. If it wasn't Wesley Snipes' project, I'd probably drop it. Oh, man, I feel you on that. I'm a big Wesley Snipes fan, and that's why I picked up that first issue. But just haven't really gone with it. I saw someone mention earlier, Nowhere Man, ? And I apologize for getting a little off topic with this one. But Nowhere Man is a brand new one from Bad Kids Press, another publisher I've never seen at my shop before. Richard is trapped in a spirit world called the Dreamtime, surreal landscape of the subconscious where dreams are real. Follow the journey as he encounters gods, shamans, and other strange, unexpected creatures. Straddling the fields of action, adventure, introspective literature, and horror. Check out this confident first issue from master storyteller Johnny Blues It. Sounds okay. The exclusive games are just too good. For PlayStation, absolutely. You can't beat those exclusives on PlayStation. I know Nintendo's got some bomb ones too, like Pokemon. I played the living shit out of that Pokemon game, but I'll be honest with you, there's a lot of shit that's lacking in that Pokemon game. Game Freak needs to sell the rights to Pokemon to a company that actually cares. Outside of that, though, Annual, Scout Comics looks like they got a brand new one. Let's see. We'll check out this one, too. It says from Other. That's Comixology. Another new one from Bad Kids Press. We'll check out all these. We'll check out all the new ones. Let's see. Nice vid last week. An eBay shop in UK had 50%. Oh, nice. What's going on, Michael? I hope you're doing well today. Oh, my God. A Dreamcast, bro. Dreamcast is probably... Dreamcast is probably Sega's biggest failure, in my opinion. It was too advanced for its time. I feel like they invested a ton of money into the hardware, and they did have some good games. It was a lot of fun, but people just couldn't afford that shit back in the day. And I do think that I think it holds up. I think it holds up a little bit. Damn it, up to 20 now. Just got my interest. See, Nowhere Man sounded pretty decent. Not bad. How do you do the live vid with background? I use OB, or what the hell do I use? This is StreamYard. I use StreamYard. Trust me, if you watch enough of these streams, I have plenty of problems. I'm still learning how to use this. So far, I think every stream besides, knock on wood, this one has had some sort of issue. The best thing about Dreamcast is your friends could just... that was it. That was one of the craziest things, is you could just get a freaking burned-ass disc of a game on it. I'm pretty sure you could unlock them to basically be rooted, and you could get all the games in them too. That's awesome. I mean, you can't beat that. Let's check out some of these other new series, though. But yeah, not that too. It basically made it virtually, like, meaningless for people to just buy games. Ooh, only one Marvel book and a timeless cover. Scout Comics, it looks like they got a new one. I'm still not convinced all of Scout Comics has been showing up at the shops. Well, it's only 6 books this week, so it might be a little different. But there's been a lot of Scout Comics books that just are coming out. Or they say they're coming out, but they're not actually releasing. Let's see. Junction Jones and the... I can't read that. Corduroy Conspiracy. I hate when they kind of do that. I feel like that looks like a G. I kept wanting to say Gorderoy. Gorderoy Conspiracy. But obviously, I knew that's Conspiracy. Ooh, Bone Factory. Original system was the Atari. Dude, video games are so awesome. I love video games so much. Air still. Oh, dude, I saw your message. I was pretty backed up. I was a little busy and the timing, and then it was late at night, and I was like, I don't even know what time it is over there, but it's late for me, so I'm pretty sure it's a 7-hour time difference for us, if I can recall. What happened to Junior number 2 from Scout? Let's find out. But I'm holding you to that. I appreciate you looking out, trying to help out on the stream. Let's see. Junior. You know, worst case, this is what you always do. LeagueOfComicGeeks.com. That shit pops up every time. Never an issue. Well, I'm sure this one... Yeah, Scout Comics... they don't have anything listed for number 2. This one came out October 12th of 2022. And it seems as though they don't have anything listed for any new ones coming out. So, Joseph L., you might be SOL for this one. Here we go. Knock, we got a brand new one from, what is this publisher? Lunchroom Riot? I think that's what it says, Lunchroom Riot, or Riotverse book. I've never heard of them. Let's see. Crime has crippled every borough in Cross City, allowing the city's most demented serial killer to flourish and revel in his kills. Enter John Knock, member of the crime-fighting World Warriors. Only Knock isn't a superhero, or at least he doesn't think he is. All he's got is a bow and a bow and some arrows. Knock sets out to prove his worth, hoping to take down the bag-faced killer once and for all. I always like to give books like this a shot if I see them. It's not often books like this will ever pop up in my shop, but you got to take chances on these small ones, because you never know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know who Adam Bernhardt is. I don't know if he's done anything else. So it looks like he's done a couple for Scout Comics. He's done Shit Show and Keepers of the Cosmos. So maybe this is his way of branching out into a different publisher or trying something new. I haven't read that series, but I always like to try out stuff like that. You never know. Yeah, It's Odd came out in October. Maybe it got dropped. The hippo was funny. I feel like that's another reason I don't always cover Scout Comics. I do, sometimes I do in my videos, and other times I don't, because there are books that I see pop up on the Scout Comics list that is like week after week, and months go by, and it's still saying that like issue 2 is coming out. But then every once in a while from Scout Comics on this site, it'll have like issues 2, 3, and 4 coming out that same week, which obviously isn't correct. So I always have a hard time talking about Scout Comics unless if it's something that I've read, or I know for a fact it is coming out, or it's kind of been confirmed that it is from my shop. Because every once in a while, I go in early on Tuesdays to either grab books or not for me, but I do their eBay listings because I work there. And sometimes I like to take a peek at what came in and what didn't. So then I use that as like this, like, okay, yeah, I know this is coming out because I saw it there. But yeah, they're super inconsistent with scheduling. That's what K-Bar said, but that is an absolute fact. And then we got another new one. This one's from Bad Kids Press. I've actually seen them at my Oklahoma shop before. Literally like one issue just casually chilling there. I agree, K-Bar. They've got some, they do have some really good books. I do agree with that. But Bad Kids Press got a brand new one too. But if there's not anything else that you guys really want to hit on from some of these indie publishers, I'm going to move on, but just let me know. I can go back to some of these as well. But we do have some other really good ones coming out this week. I think we also got a... No, there we go. I knew I saw Skybound earlier when I was going through this list. All right, now Image. Image got some fucking good books. I'm really excited for these. I mean, we got Noctera, Little Monsters. These are the ones I'm looking at the most. We got Art Brute. Last Barbarians was a pretty solid first issue. I mean, we got Monarch too. I know people are loving All Against All. They're loving Chaos still. I believe it was... I don't know if they're in the chat right now, but someone was messaging that they actually really like Black Cloak too. So I might have to go back and find that second issue to pick up the third one, but I've been hearing really good things. Yeah, Noctera. Noctera was actually supposed to come out last week, and it got rescheduled for this week, so that kind of sucks for me, but yeah. Let's see, I have to agree on Scout. They advertised Sheep Bites for over a year before it was finally released. That's another reason I have a hard time... I don't want to say supporting Scout, but it's almost as if, you know, I talk about the books on the videos or I get really excited. Like I've picked up some books and then all of a sudden they get dropped. Like basically everything with the Black Caravan, if it wasn't already created and like a finished product, it was done because Scout Comics separated from Black Caravan. I don't know if they went back, but at the time I was talking to one of the artists. He said, yeah, we got into a big legal issue and Black Caravan is no longer part of Scout Comics. So if you were reading anything from them, they were done for Black Caravan if they didn't wrap up that series or they didn't have it already completed. So at that rate, you're wasting your money from there. I know that has happened to some other Scout Comics. I mean, we're talking about, what's it called? The one, was it Junior? We were just talking about Junior and same thing. When did this happen? So this was I believe it was last summer. I don't remember exactly when. There was a comic show in my area, kind of on the border with Jersey. And damn, where the hell even was that? But there was a lot of people. There's a lot of artists there. And I recognized some of it. It was from Black Caravan. And it was one of the books I was reading at the time. And I stopped. I was like, oh shit, you're the artist or the writer. I said, this is awesome. I love this series. And he was telling me, he's like, yeah, it's gonna be a little whiles until we get the other book out. And I said, wow, what happened? And he said, well, you know, Black Caravan, we had some legal issues with Scout Comics. It came down to, so this is what the guy told me. He said that Scout Comics was kind of screwing the Black Caravan group around a little bit with rights to some of the books. And Netflix was also approaching Black Caravan about getting the rights to the books. And Scout was saying, like, no, these are our rights because we technically own Black Caravan. And they were saying, like, no, you don't own this. This has nothing to do with you yet. And it kept turning into a back and forth issue. This is what the guy was telling me. And all of a sudden, the guy said, you know, fuck him. I'm going with Netflix. And he sold the shit to Netflix for whatever amount of money. But that really pissed off Scout Comics. And that's what ended up happening. And that's why they split off. How true that is, this is what the guy told me, and this is just me repeating, you know, kind of loose version of what he said, because he went pretty in-depth with it. But yeah, so if you have been reading any Scout Comics Black Caravan stuff, and all of a sudden you don't see it anymore, or you haven't seen it within the last, like, maybe 6-7 months, that's why. They were going in a back-and-forth legal battle, and then they all of a sudden just decide, screw it, we're splitting. So I actually haven't picked up, and I don't think I've picked up any Scout Comics since then either. Let's see. Spitzkoff's asking, can anyone recommend I Hate Fairyland? So here's my thing on I hate Fairyland, because that's actually something I usually ask when I do the previous video. It's always like, man, I hate Fairyland. I keep hearing good things about it. Like, can you jump into the newest volume? And a lot of people have jumped straight into the new volume. They think it's a lot better written, and they do think that they were able to jump into it pretty easily without being too lost or anything like that. So if you haven't read the first volume, based on a lot of other people's recommendations, they say jump right into volume 2. It's been really good. I see Spitzkoff, he said, I wasn't sure about the story. I heard the writing was much better in this one. Much, much better. Let's see. I thought I saw some Black Caravan solicits a few months back. See, that's the thing. I have seen... Let's see if there's actually any news on that. So I'm sure some of it is still on there, because they own the rights to that. But I'm pretty positive anything that wasn't released is not going to be a part of it anymore. So like Playthings, like I don't think Playthings ever officially finished up. I spelled that wrong so bad. Playthings. Let's see. So actually, so this is the thing. It says it's coming. What are the odds of that? For next week. I was gonna say, so it's saying it's coming out next week. But I mean, we'll see, I guess, you know. There we go. Let's check it out. Ryan Longden, what's going on, buddy? Last Barbarians reminded me of a less mature version of Rat Queens. I was actually really interested in Rat Queens. I've never read that series. I liked Last Barbarians. Is that one? We'll talk about that one first. I liked Last Barbarians because I'm a fan of Hellcop, and it's by the same, you know, writer, artist, everything, Brian Haberlin. And it really reminded me of Hellcop. This cover, it's basically what... Let's see what some of the other ones look like. I think this cover mimics it a little bit more. I mean, it's obviously the artist, too. So, if you're a fan of Hellcop, I would check this one out. This is more of a fantasy kind of medieval series, and I'm really not a big fan of just fantasy stuff like that. When they start introducing magic and all that shit, kind of loses me a little bit, but Hellcop's been good. I like the artwork. It does look a little bit more on the digital side, like you probably did it on an iPad and put some editing to it. That's what it looks like to me. But really not a bad story. The first issue was pretty interesting. They definitely have some good stuff on their hands for it. But let's see. I am going to be grabbing that one. I did want to hit on Nocterra because this is back. Oh my God, Nocterra. This shit is so good. I love this series. Nocterra, this is a brand new arc. If you're interested in the series, you definitely can't jump into this one. This is not going to be a series for you. If you just want to, new arc, we'll see where it goes. There's so much shit going on. There's so many characters, so much buildup, so much everything. You're going to be super lost. And what happened with Val, I think her name is Val. That's the main character, right? They got it on the front. They don't. But if all that shit that happened with Val, assuming that's her name, I think I'm mixing up that and Undiscovered Country. I don't remember off the top of my head. But, oh my God. They've really built up this story. It's going to be... This needs to be like an HBO show. I don't think there's anybody else that could do anything with Nocterra outside of HBO, especially with what we just saw with The Last of Us. While I do wish we got some more Infected in The Last of Us, that was such a beautiful adaptation of the video game. That is one of my favorite video games. Speaking of PlayStation, they kill it on all the exclusives. That is no doubt in my mind one of my favorite games I've ever played. I'm going back through it right now on Grounded. It is so tough, but it's so rewarding when you finally beat an area. It's like Dark Souls. But yeah, I don't think there's any other company out there. Like, if this goes to Netflix, it's going to be a fucking wash. It's going to be terrible. Netflix would ruin this show. 3 episodes into season 1, they're going to cancel that shit. But Spitzko, yeah, going to go. All right, cool. Everyone says it is Val. I thought it was, but then I'm pretty positive there's also a Val in Undiscovered Country. Going to go with the trades for Nocterra. That's a good way to do this. There's what is this, 20 or 12? 20. Now I definitely am mixing it up with Undiscovered Country. 12 issues deep. I think there's a lot to this story. I do think a trade paperback's the better way to do it. Last of Us 1 is amazing. That is one of the best games I've ever played. Outside of Gears of War 1, probably a few other ones floating around there, but nothing beats The Last of Us. Such a phenomenal story from start to finish. The show was incredible too. Little slow at some points, but I think the build-up was really worth it. I mean, we only really saw Infected in that one episode that had that crazy shit going on at the very end. I'm not spoiling shit for you guys. You gotta watch it. HBO is DC though, so I don't know if they'll ever do. Amazon has done well with some shows. I haven't watched Invincible, so I can't speak on that one. I love The Boys. The Boys is great. Great adaptation from the comics. They did their own thing, and it worked out phenomenally well. Paper Girls was god-awful. That shit sucked. I can't think of anything else off the top of my head that they've done. I know there are some, but The Boys is definitely the best. Red Dead Redemption 2. Oh, my God. I actually haven't played Red Dead Redemption. I'm thinking of what is that? When you hit the gold star on oh my God, the gold star in like Mario Kart. That freaking beat. That's what I started thinking when I said Red Dead Redemption. Oh, I almost did it again too. They ruined Wheels of Time. Loved the books, couldn't watch the show. I actually heard that, which is why I never even jumped into it. Let's check out some of these covers though. I know they probably got a few cool ones. Let's see. Speaking of, no. I thought it was a different artist. Pretty cool covers. Incentives. I usually don't buy incentives. Just my thing. That's cool. This one looks like, who did this cover? Jay Lee. This one looks like a House of Slaughter cover. Been watching you forever. Just want you to know my name. All right, Liz, how's it going? I'm glad you've been watching for a hot minute now. It's been so much fun, and I appreciate everyone that does tune in. I love doing this stuff. I love making these videos, the live streams. I'm so glad I got a little extra time now to do this, and I appreciate all the support from everybody. Was it this one? I wouldn't be surprised if it was this one. There it is. That's literally the cover. This was literally the cover I was thinking of. Yeah, Jay Lee's done a ton. Yeah, this was literally the one I was thinking of. Let's see. It is a great cover. I personally, I'm gonna be honest. I personally like the black and white ones. Let's see. But that's Noctera. I can't, for real though, I can't hype that shit up enough. It's such a good series. I really do recommend it. Grab I think it was, what'd somebody say? Spitzkoff, he said he's going to get the trades. I believe that was him. Yeah. Like Spitzkoff said, definitely go for the trades for this one. It's the better way to read it, in my opinion. Let's see. Another banger we got this week, folks. We got Little Monsters. Liz, I totally agree with that one too. I think it's going to be a fun one. It's part of the Massiveverse. We'll get to that one. We'll cover that one next. So it's written by Jeff Lemire. Big Jeff Lemire fan. You guys already know that. I will say though, as much as I'm really enjoying the series, as good as it is, because it's been a bomb ass series. It's been really good. I think you should wait for a trade paperback. I think there's only, one more issue? 2 more issues? I think there's 12. Man, I hate these buttons. My laptop, these buttons always stick on this shit. Actually. Oh, wait, yeah, Little Monsters 13. Is 13 going to be the last one? Yeah, so 13's the last one. So we got 2 more after this one. Yeah, my 2 cents, we got 30. So we got a couple more issues. I'd say you definitely need to just read it as a trade paperback. So there's not a lot of shit that goes on in this series. It's basically the same plot for the entire time. But the reason it's been so good is that if you have read any of them, the beginning of pretty much every issue has just been an intro to one of the characters, like some background story on how they became a vampire, how they became part of their group, what's going on with them as they kind of been a little bit more acquainted to the group. That's been my favorite part of the series. The actual main plot, it's okay. It's nothing to like super hit home on, but they're wondering where the kind of elder vampires went, and then they find some humans. Shit goes on from there. So that's been okay, but I'm telling you, the backgrounds and just like the intros to the characters, that to me is what's really making this series worth it. Oh shit, what was my favorite comic I have ever read? I'm gonna be honest, I have no idea. I don't know the first comic I've ever read. It definitely was probably Hulk or Spider-Man, if I had to take a guess on it, though. I've been a Spider-Man fan since day one of me knowing what the hell Marvel even was. I love the movies. I love the comics growing up. I always wanted Spidey. That's what I loved. I do recall having some Hulk comics, though, when I was younger. And what I do know, though, is when I got back into comics, like after taking my long hiatus, this Venom, can you even see that up there? No, I'll show you. So this entire wall you see behind me, this was the first thing that I got to get back into the hobby. I got my Venom omnibus, and I was like, you know what? I love Spidey. I love Venom. I couldn't at the time. They didn't have a reprint out for the Amazing Spider-Man Omnibus Volume 1. So I was like, well, I'm going to get the next best thing. At the time, I think this actually just released. And I was like, oh, the Venom Omnibus. And it was from In Stock Trades. And I was like, oh, man, and I can get it for like $75 or whatever it cost at the time. And I read this. It didn't take me super long. I think I read it in a couple weeks. But I was like, man, this is a blast from the past. This was so much fun. And so while I can't tell you the first comic I've ever read, this is the first thing that got me back into the hobby. This whole wall, the other wall that's over there, this was the book that started it all. All right. So that's it for Little Monsters. Cool series, couple issues left. Just wait for, they're probably going to do a hardcover as well, if I had to take a guess. Now, I'm not going to hit on this one for too long, but I have to say, I fucking love The Walking Dead. It is one of my favorite series I've ever read, and I know there's a lot of really good shit out there. There's a lot of really fun ones. There's a lot of, whatever you like, they've got something for you for comic books. But The Walking Dead, I got 4 compendiums. I read them all in about 3 weeks. I kept buying one after the other. I bought one, and I read that, and I think just a couple sittings. I was like, holy crap, I need the next one. And it was just like that. I bought 2 and 3 together, and I read 2 in basically one sitting. And I moved on to 3, and I thought, man, I'm going to have to buy 4 right away. And like I said, I finished all 4 compendiums in just a couple weeks. So, it's a great series. This is in color. This is what I was going to bring up. The Walking Dead is a black and white series. So if that's not something that you're interested in, you don't like the black and white stuff, obviously avoid it. But this one, the deluxe version, is in color. I don't know if there's any extra stuff in there. I picked up the first issue, but I kept it because I was a Walking Dead fan, but I wasn't going to just rebuy the entire series. People at my shop do think, though, that because of how popular The Walking Dead is, and by how expensive some of the issues are, they do think that in the long run, this might be kind of an expensive series to get. Just the all-color ones. And take that for what it is. Oh, dude, Spitzkoff, I promise you. It may not have been exactly one sitting, but I've read it in one day. It was just... Once I started reading The Walking Dead, I really couldn't put it down. I loved every bit of it. Every time I turned a page and either a character was dying or they were just we were meeting new characters. I didn't know who was going to live, who was going to die. I haven't really watched much of the show. I've watched the first 2. I watched up until the end of the prison, and I was mind blown to see how fast they got to the prison in the books. So take that for what it is. I'm a big Walking Dead fan. Haven't really watched the show, though. is what it is. I'll watch it eventually, probably. But this is a good way to read the series too if you're not interested in black and white. Now we got a brand new one. We got No One. This one is going to be hopefully pretty cool. Nice. I was debating on on Friday I always talk about all the news and all the like the most current like what's happening in the comic book community, shit like that. I was debating on I was gonna put out a couple posts to try to get pictures of everybody's collections, whether it's just like an ASM collection, omnibus collection. And I want to do like an episode of just going through everybody's collections. Like we can like dive into it. We can check out like, oh, look at this one. He's got these. We got these books. Not like a rate their collection, but something along those lines. I think that'd be really fun. I don't know what you guys think in chat, but I've been debating on doing that for one of these Friday streams. Just because I want to change things up from news. Because not all the time there's a lot of news that happens in one week. There's always some cool stuff. But I want to make like actual, like fun interactive things with everybody in chat too. Like a nice, like an actual like fun stream. I still love the show. Watched every episode. Oh, that's awesome. Not worth after Glenn dies. Yeah, I've heard things like that. I've heard it's just been so slow. Don't watch the spinoffs, but I'll watch the new shows with the base. Oh, so I heard they were having new shows too. The show's over now, isn't it? Like, it's officially donezo? I heard the ending was... If it was the actual ending, I heard it was okay. Sounds like an amazing idea. Oh, that's cool. At least, some people seem like they're interested in it. Because I know a lot of people have some really good shit. And it would be a lot of fun to go through everybody's stuff. So here we go. The Whisperer arc. I heard that's good, too. So here we go. We got a new one in the Massiveverse. So, the Massiveverse is, I guess, the best way to describe it, fucking massive at this point. And they have made a lot of different series. Like, they got Radiant Black, obviously. Actually, fuck it. Let's check it out. Let's see everything in the Massiveverse. I think this is technically Skybound, is it? This might actually just be Image. So let's see what they all have now. So, ongoing and limited series. We got Radiant Black, Rogue Sun, Radiant Red, Dead Lucky, Radiant Pink, Infernal Girl Red. Now, No One. That's about to be a 10-issue series. One Shot, Supermassive, and other 4-part story. Oh, from Shift? Oh, I didn't even know that. Oh, that's cool. It's saying I always use incognito for this, mainly because it's one of those things. You type something in, it's all fresh. So, I try to just make it as quick and easy for everybody. But this is my work computer though. Oh my god. KO. Yeah, I got to do my tax returns too. I still got to do that. So I hope it goes better than how it's going to go for me. I don't get any of the Whatnot comics. Happens. I don't know a lot of people who do get it anymore. I'm on Radiant Black Volume 1. Keep it going. My thing... The series has its ups and downs. In the Massiveverse, it's definitely not the best one. All I hear is positive things about Rogue Sun. Sadly, I'm not reading that one. I do really like the miniseries that I have read. Oh, Lyle, I owe. I 100% owe. I owe. But I'm excited for this one. Hopefully it's just as good as like Rogue Sun is. Yeah, it sucks. But it is what it is. That's the thing, Ryan. I don't blame you. Anybody who wants to cut Radiant Black out, I don't blame them at all for wanting to do it. It's been, like I said, very back and forth. It's just been okay. Other times it's been good, but they're still kind of building off the same, I don't know, the same kind of plot from the very beginning. Once they got their powers and they're trying to figure out how to use their powers, some other characters obviously got introduced, but then after that, they they're still talking about this big invasion that's going to be happening on Earth. They haven't really just done much besides just character development, which is a good thing. You do need that, and just like, new characters getting introduced. That's all good stuff, but plot wise, they're not really hitting on it too hard. Good to don't let the government borrow your money interest free. You know what? I never thought of it. I never actually thought of it that way. But when I found out and I thought about it, I was like, yeah, so I'm gonna owe X amount of money. I was like, but if I went through taxes, I feel as though I probably would have owed more money. So I don't know. Well, they've been advertising the invasion starting at they have been doing that, but I think the invasion's been being talked about since the very beginning, almost. Because when they introduced the other characters and they had all that shit going on when they were in space in different areas, I think they were saying like, yeah, something big is coming or something big is going to happen. And then they forgot all about, well, they didn't forget about it, but they kind of just started doing all of the other stuff. I don't know. Pajma, I know the feeling. Yeah, that's the other crazy thing. I can't read. I just look at all the pictures and put the stories together. Now I'm playing. I can read. Let's see. Sign, I usually read the big two. I'm enjoying Something's Killing Children. Ooh, that's such a good series. Magic Order, I actually haven't read. I don't think I've ever read a Magic Order issue. I'm not 100% on that, though. Let's see. What else do we got? Art Brute. Oh, shit. So Art Brute. This one's going to be cool. All right, so you see this one. You see this one, chat. End of story arc. This originally wasn't supposed to be another arc. Like, this was supposed to be it. 4-issue miniseries. Because when you look up previews, there we go. 1 of 4. This was only supposed to be a 4-issue miniseries. But, obviously, based on this, the end of the story arc. So, hopefully, they're going to be continuing on with it. I'm really excited for that, and I hope that is the case. It's also a really good read. I'm really enjoying Art Brute. Yeah, the pictures. I'm reading Pearl and finished Specs 2. Boom Studios dropped the ball. Oh my god, at least you agree with me on that one. Specs was so good, man. I'm pretty sure all 3 of the first 3 issues all were in either number 1 or like the number 3 spot. Like, they were all between 1 and 3. 4, I didn't even put it on my top 10 list. It was garbage. It was such a rushed, just bad ending. I feel so bad because I was messaging David Boer after literally every issue. I was like, man, this is really good. This is really good stuff, man. I'm loving it. I didn't have the heart to reach out to him after that 4th issue because I was like, man, this ain't good. I didn't have the heart to do it. It's not like he knows who I am anyway, so I mean, it is what it is. But it was a really disappointing ending. So many possibilities with Art Brute. So pumped. See, that's where I was with Art Brute. I was like, man, I'm so excited for Art Brute, but at that same time, they haven't like dove into anything. We barely saw the art world at all. We barely saw some of these other characters. And I was like, but you're doing all of this and then you're just going to rush this ending? I don't know about that, guys. We got to do something. We got to do something else with it. And this was great. This is an awesome thing to see that they're going to be continuing on with it. Oh, dude, that's awesome. Truth and Faith just dropped it. It's true. Art Brute pre-ordered. The something back of Art Brute comes out in June. Seems unique. Nothing. Specs 4 was too real and fine. See, well, the thing is, nothing. My issue with Specs was that there was a lot of buildup, and there was honestly some really good character development. I'm talking issues 1 through 3 were some of the best comics that I've read in a very long time. I thoroughly enjoyed the story, the plot, the development of just the glasses, what they were trying to do with the glasses. But then that 4th and final issue, just the time jumps to the future, which isn't a problem to me either. But it's like everything that was built was just rushed to end, and I just didn't like that at all. And for me to love that series so much, to have that type of just anticlimactic ending, just, I don't know. It didn't do it for me at all. Just didn't do it for me. I'm not gonna bring up All Against All mainly because I'm disappointed in myself for not reading the series, like at all, which sucks. I'm also disappointed in myself for dropping Kea. I did really enjoy it, and I missed out on issue 3 maybe, and it's just been uphill battle trying to get those issues. Little off topic, but AR, do you collect anything besides comics? I recently got in the Black Series figures. Wondering what y'all think. We were talking about it. We were talking about it a little bit earlier. I love playing video games, and I haven't really been a huge gamer since I was younger. Like all through high school, that's what I did. That is what I loved. Even through college, I played a lot of video games. I played Rocket League on. Oh my God. The amount of hours I put in Rocket League and then the amount of hours I put into The Last of Us Online were unreal. That's just what I did. I thoroughly enjoyed it. We had N64 and we played a shitload of just Mario Kart, Smash Bros. We did like a lot of gaming. When I got to the military, I kind of went away from gaming. I didn't do it as much. And then, everything going on with the channel. And I actually went back to focusing more on collecting games. I don't know if I can even. I was gonna say I don't think this. Yeah, I can't move that right now. But I wish I could show you just like the entire game collection I have. And I just like I said, I can't take the camera off the mount, but I got NES, N64. I got like most of the systems. I'm trying to get an entire wall of the systems. I'm going back to getting the games too. But the video games and just like retro consoles, that's what I've been getting into a lot more. Rocket League, the flashbacks. Dude, I still turn on Rocket League every once in a while. I really do. But my internet is god awful. If you've tuned into any of my EXP live streams, I don't understand why the streams work so well on mine. I guess maybe I get lucky, but the Wednesday stream that I do with the guys over at the EXP, I always have issues. I don't know if maybe it's their connection and mine's just not working well, but it's I don't know. I just have a lot of trouble with my internet. So playing online just really hasn't been the thing I can do. Favorite game of all time. Oh my God. Favorite game of all time. That's tough. It's a really tough one. When I was younger, I put in an absurd amount of hours into Crash Bandicoot and Spyro on the PS1. As it got older and I worked a little bit more into the 360 because that's what everybody played when I was in high school. They didn't do PlayStation 2 as much, even though I still played a lot of it. The amount of time that I put into Gears of War, the first one, and Halo 3, I'll never forget about those times. I still recall sitting in my room the first time I ever put on a headset for Xbox Live, and I was like this, just like, hey, you guys, can you actually hear me? Playing Gears of War, literally like, hey, you guys, can you guys hear me on this? It was the craziest thing, and I heard my friends all come in. They're like, "Whoa, dude!" They're like, "Alec has he's got a headset, he's got this," and the excitement of just talking and communicating with people for Halo 3. Oh my God! So favorite game, I'll say, I'll never forget those memories. The Last of Us, I think, has got to be my favorite story game I've ever played. Although Gears of War, the entire series has been really good. I choose to believe that The Last of Us 2 doesn't exist, so I'm just sticking to the first Last of Us, but maybe because it's fresh in my mind right now, and I'm getting a replay on the story for like the 5th time. Actually, I think based on that probably means it's probably my favorite game. That's the game I've played the most in my entire life. Oh my God, shit. And then you got Oblivion. I've put so much time into, what was it? Fallout 3, New Vegas, not as much, but Fallout 3 was a ton of time. So the thing, Pajima, with GameCube is I never had a GameCube growing up. The PS2 was because my dad really liked PlayStation, so he bought the system. And then I finally had money, and all my friends had Xbox, so I wanted to get the Xbox. And yeah, there's that. You love The Last of Us 2? I had a really tough time trying to get through that story. I hated the beginning. I give them props for kind of having the balls to go that route. I don't think it landed because you can't really do that to a loved character. It is what it is. The finale was underwhelming. I think it's only underwhelming because... Well, actually, SMK, did you play the game? I need to know if you played the game before I continue on with that one. Rainbow Six Siege is the devil. Oh, dude, I couldn't get into that one. It was good. It was good. But I can't talk about the hours I put into that one. Oh, man, I love that we got so many gamers out there, too. That's so cool. Oh, and Mass Effect. Oh, and... Oh my god, and fucking Dead Space. I replayed through Dead Space again. Oh my goodness. Oh my god. Oh my god, these are so many good games. God of War, Resident Evil 1, 2, 3, 4. I think 5, 6, and 7 were pretty bad. 8 was Biohazard, I think, if I can recall, in that weird little village. That was fun. The newest one on PS5, not a big fan of that. And what I will say for Elden Ring, I'm not a big fan of Elden Ring, mainly because the open world stuff hasn't worked as well for me as I got a little bit older. But Dark Souls 1 and 3. Actually, no, I take that back. Dark Souls 1 might be my favorite game of all time. I think Dark Souls 1's my favorite game. Bloodborne's also really good. Dark Souls 2 shouldn't exist. Mass Effect was also really good. Thing is that the hero isn't really a hero. See, yeah, you're right. I wanted to say hero without spoiling too much shit. But I guess at this point, the game's been out for a long time. First season's done. It doesn't really matter. But yeah, Joel isn't exactly a hero. He does have a lot of his issues. He's, I don't want to call him self-centered, but he's done a lot of things for himself, especially towards the end with Ellie. But overall, based on the game, it's, in my opinion, the best adaptation game to TV show ever. I don't think there's anything else that touches The Last of Us as far as the game to television. Oh, Spitzkoff. I just didn't like it because it was open world, but the game is butter. Runs buttery smooth as far as the fighting goes. But that, oh my god, and then Skyrim. I don't even want to check my hours on Skyrim. Man, this conversation, I'm about to start a fucking gaming channel and start just playing games with you guys. That'd be so much fun. This is the last one I want to talk about from Image. We got to make a move on some of these because we got a lot of really good stuff to still talk about. I could talk about video games all fucking night. I really could. And I know I never played StarCraft. Oh, Joseph L mentioned StarCraft too, and then Truth and Faith came in on that one. I'm so over open. I agree with you. I'm not interested in open world. I want a really good story. Don't fool yourself. The best game adaptation is Uncharted. I never watched Uncharted. I couldn't do it to myself. The game is too good. I actually just rebought. Did I buy all of them? No, I bought one for PS3. But I also put a lot of time into the orange box on PS3, if you guys know what that one is. Like Portal 2's on there, Team Fortress. Oh my god. Half-Life. So much good shit. Yeah, Uncharted, it was all right. I think it was a fun little action movie. All right, but enough of that. Let me take my sip before I get involved in this great series. Well, this potentially great series. Mr. Negative, this is the last thing for video games. He says, still need to beat Dying Light 2. I bought Dying Light 2. I got it for $20 on PS5. I turned it on. The game is garbage. I can't get through it. Dying Light 1 was phenomenal. This one sucks, though. Hey, Burbs, what's going on? Thank you for tuning in. Tenachi. I don't think I've ever had that one. I gotta look that one up. No. Oh my god, the Budokai shit. Oh. No. My neighbor, I used to always play those games with my neighbor growing up. He had the Dragon Ball Z shit, not me. But I loved playing it with him. That's why I had to double check. I thought it was DBZ. Monarch, this is a new series from Rodney Barnes. This is second issue. I liked the first issue a lot. I don't think they really gave us a lot of info on it. We got a decent story, like a backstory on the main character, but the aliens, they came in towards the end and shit went off the rails from there. But Rodney Barnes, a phenomenal writer. You can't deny, like, you can't turn down whatever Rodney Barnes comes out with. Every time I see his name on a new comic, it's an automatic pickup. Haha, Joseph L. used to ditch class in high school to play Doom on LAN. That's legit. I used to take systems over to my friend's house too. We used to hook up TVs. I miss those days. But that's everything from Image. Let's make our way into Boom Studios. I think they're having a light week, if I can recall. Where the hell? There it is. Yeah, they're having an okay week. Oh, Philadelphia is an absolute banger. Let's talk about this fucking stinker first. We got Berserker issue number 12. I hate this series. I think this is the only thing I'm going to say about it is I don't like it at all. Well, I can't say that. The artwork's not bad. It's gruesome. I like the gore. I like the action. I like the violentness that's in it. I think that's all cool. I hate the story. If there's even a story, I'm not a fan of it. Yes, I'm still buying it too. But my God, Berserker is finally ending. That is exactly how I feel. I saw this. I was like, finally. It's almost over. Everything that we had to deal with over these other 11 issues, it's finally done. And even when they do bring up the story, it doesn't make any freaking sense. It's just like, yeah, this character's going to do this now. Well, why is this character doing this? Why are any of these characters doing this? It's so all over the place. It's always cool covers, though. I'll say that much. I bet you this is Jay Lee again. No, Alex Maleev. This one Jay Lee? No. So I will say, though, cool covers. I really like the covers on a lot of these. Yeah, these covers are all sweet. But yeah, this is the last one. I'm so excited for it to be over. Speaking of excitement, this one's a little, I will say this one's a little different. I used to talk a lot of crap on this series. The first volume was bad. The second one with Edwin was okay. I would have wanted a little bit more story, but hey, it is what it is. Now we're back to Jace. And I was like, no, not this crap again. I'm so over it. I don't want to read it. I don't care. It wasn't a bad issue. The last issue, it was better than the one before that. So I'm interested. I'm not going to sit here and tell you guys, you need to hop on this newest volume because it's so good. No, it's not bad. I'm cautiously optimistic going forward on this one. I really am. It deserves praise when it gets it. Oh shit, Joseph L. For all the money I saved watching these, staying away from bad series. Man, I appreciate the donation. You didn't have to do that though, buddy, but I do really appreciate it. So, like I said, I'm not going to tell you to go pick up whatever the newest volume was. Was it issue number 11? Yeah, so issue number 11 starts the newest volume. I'm not going to tell you to go check it out. But I will say this newest arc has been way better than the rest of all of it. I also don't think Tynion or Tinian, however the hell you say his name, I don't think he was writing the earlier issues of this series either, if I can recall. And a real easy way to figure that out is literally just open it up right now. But that oh no. Creator Story. Tate Bromble was the writer of this one. So now we have, is it still the same? So we got kind of two writers on it, Tynion and Bromble. But like I said, I'm not going to sit here and tell you that this series is worth picking up now, especially if you're a Something That's Killing the Children fan. I'm just going to leave you with that. It is better. It is better. I saw someone mention Behold Behemoth. Oh, there we go. Marco, I'm enjoying Behold Behemoth. The first two issues are a little mysterious. That's cool. That's crazy. When did the first issue come out of Behold Behemoth? I feel like it came out a long time ago. November 2nd. So November, then December, January, and then, so that's the time difference. January to March. Because I forgot all about this series. I really did. I'm not saying I was too interested in it. I read the first issue. I thought it was okay. And my shop didn't get number 2. But, I mean, maybe I'll read it eventually. It's cool to know that you are enjoying it, though. And then this is the last one that I'm going to be, wow, so I'm going to get 3. This is the last one, unless if anyone wants to talk about Buffy, but I don't really have any knowledge on the Vampire Slayer there. The Harrower, well, just Harrower, written by Justin Jordan. Brom Revel is the artist. Letterer Pat Brasso. It was an... Hold on. I don't even know if this was a good first issue now that I think about it. If I can recall, I think the first issue read a little bit as if we already knew what was going on. Like, we knew the characters. We knew this monster. Because I understand there was a mystery in the beginning. It seems like the town may have created this monster. But they just jumped right into these characters, and they're just spitting out names like, yeah, let's go party tonight. We're going to do this. Oh, my parents, man, they're being a real drag. They won't let me out. I don't know who the hell you are. I don't know who any of these characters are. And the way that they're kind of interacting with each other, they're really just, they're making us think that we've known these characters for a little while. I don't have an attachment to any of them. I don't care which ones die. Even at the end of the issue, the ones that did die, I didn't remember seeing them earlier in the issue. I didn't know who the hell they were. So I guess I'm interested to see a little bit more about this monster. I'm assuming my shop has this second issue. I am going to get it. Because, you know, I want to know what's going on, but I don't know. I think it was a little too all over the place as far as the first issue goes. I think, to be honest, if Boom Studios, because they do a lot of 5-issue miniseries as well, I was going to compare them to AWA, even though it's a bad comparison. I think if Boom Studios took a playbook or a couple plays out of AWA, and they said, like, all right, so they have all these 4 and 5 issue miniseries. This is how they set up almost every series the same way, with like a background story that leads into a cliffhanger, that leads into a bunch of plot, that leads into a shitload of action, and it's all wrapped up in the 4th or 5th and final issue. They follow the same plot for all of their series, and they kill it. They knock it out of the park on almost everything. So many of these Boom Studios series go for a home run on the first issue. And I feel like that's kind of what they were aiming at in this first issue of The Harrower, where we got this big bad monster. We got this mystery going on in the town. The parents are up to no good. Kids are out partying. I just didn't care about any of it. They didn't really give us any reason to care, if you guys know what I mean. And like I said, not going to be checking on Buffy. I don't know shit about it. But if you guys want to talk about it, I'll pop in on chat. See if I can throw out any knowledge. Dark Horse. I'm going to be real with you guys. No new series. I'm not going to be getting anything. The only thing I can say is I've heard good things about Spy Superb. The Star Wars High Republic Adventures, pretty much everything that's got the adventures on it has always been aimed more towards kids from what I've read. But nothing from Dark Horse for me. Then we got IDW, Last Ronin, Masterverse So Juiced. Well, let's go back then. We'll talk about that for a second for you. We'll see some of the different covers. And obviously, yeah, if you're a He-Man fan, you know, Masterverse, you gotta check that shit out. Tim Seeley's writing it. It's a good writer. EJ Sue variant. Yeah, Ryan Long did Spy Superb is fire. Like I said, I'm not reading it. I've heard very good things about it, though. The only one for me, for IDW, is going to be The Last Ronin. You guys remember fucking the last Ronin? Like the first volume? That took over a year to do one series. 5 issues. Over a year. That was ridiculous. So far, they're on a good schedule for this one, so that's really exciting. I'm sure... I think that was around COVID time, wasn't it? Was COVID still popping off with The Last Ronin? Because that would make a lot of sense with delays and shipment issues and all that shit going on. That would clear up a lot of stuff, but my goodness, that took so long. I bought the hardcover the other day after reading number 1 of this run. Hell yeah, The Last Ronin Volume 1, if that's what we're talking about. That was a really good... I got that one sitting up... I got that one right here. All bomb covers too. Let's see. What's this one? I really like this cover a lot. Alan Qua's always got some fire artwork. Wow. That one's really nice. But other than that, it's been good. We're still following. I was gonna say, I'm pretty sure it's Michelangelo. We're still following. Yeah, we're still following Michelangelo in the second series. This one, if I can recall, this is well, it's called the Lost Years, so I guess it is. But it's the time in between of his whole family getting killed and then moving into the Last Ronin from Volume 1. These are the years in between. I really liked the first issue. I thought it was really good. Yeah, you got a lot to catch up on Joseph L. Well, it's only 5 issues, but I think they might be oversized issues. I don't remember. But that's it for me from IDW as well. I'm not a Star Trek fan. If you guys follow my videos, you already know that. I can't. For the longest time, I said, if you guys didn't know, I'm going to say it real quick. I was calling him Captain Pickard. And everybody was always giving me shit for that one. I was like, I don't know. I don't watch Star Trek, man. It's just not for me. I never grew up watching it. And I call him Captain Pickard. But yeah, I know now it's Picard. I know now. But then we've got from Dynamite. I think Dynamite. No, they didn't have a new one. But we got Darkwing Duck. Darkwing Duck, this is issue 3. I only read the first issue. So I will say, like, this isn't like the Disney stuff. It really isn't for me. Like, obviously I grew up watching Disney. I have Disney Plus. Like, I enjoy shit they come out for Disney. But as far as this goes, I don't know how the show holds up. I don't know if it's got a good, like, rewatch on it. I don't know how the animation looks. It's been so many years at this point. What I will say is the first issue, it was really good. Amanda Dybert, I recall talking to the guys over the Experience, and they said that they were talking to her, and she was telling a story about it, and she's like talking to her kid. She's like, "All right, honey, I got to go to work." And it was her sitting down to watch Disney Plus's Darkwing Duck to like prep up to write the comic book for it. So she watched it all and then made a comic kind of based on her watchings. So she kept the fans in mind, and she did a really good job making her own adaptation to it, in my opinion. But my thing is just I'm not super interested in reading it. So that's why I picked up the first issue of Gargoyles. I grabbed Darkwing Duck. They do have Scar coming out. I'm going to check that one out too. But just the Disney stuff, it's just not really my thing for when I read comic books. I want a little bit more. You guys already know, like crime, mysteries, some, fighting shit, stuff like that. But you can't deny how cool these covers are. These are some sick-ass covers. And they always have a ton of them. Ooh, this one's cool, too. This is a FOC cover. I like these. Yeah, covers are great. The Gargoyles ones are great, too. Yeah, Darkwing is so dope. I love the show growing up. And, I mean, seriously, if you're interested in checking it out, it was a very good read. But with my pull list being the way it is, and the other books, just... I gotta figure out where my money's going, you know what I mean? I gotta pick and choose where my money goes. Let's see. I keep reading. I keep adding every. Yeah. DuckTales. Now that Rescue Rangers would be really cool. I think I'd have to put DuckTales over Rescue Rangers. And Draculina. Did someone say Draculina's okay? First run was better. I didn't read this one either. My opinion. So I think I mentioned this last week when I did the stream. When you do like Draculina, so they got like Draculina, Barbarella, Vampirella, Red Sonja, and they got a few other ones. And for the I think I said Vampirella. And for the most part, I've read a lot of the first issues of the newer series. Oh, Cherish is another one as well. But what I do is, for stuff like this, I mainly stick to the character that I know more about and I really enjoy. Because like I said, Draculina, Cherish, all of those. I just, what would I rather read? Is it going to be Red Sonja? Is it going to... And they got, Red Sonja, Hell Sonja, so they got all those. I tend to check out the Red Sonja or Vampirella series a lot more than some of these other ones, because I always bring it up, like I even just said with Darkwing. I got to pick and choose where my money goes. I do really like Red Sonja. Dynamite kills it on the Red Sonja stuff. From the Vampirella, my knowledge isn't that good on it, but on the Wednesday stream, I always ask this other guy, John. He's super knowledgeable on Vampirella, and he always kind of tells me, like, I would avoid this one. I would read this one first, go from there. So he's a wealth of knowledge, and he loves Vampirella. So I've been really happy going back into some of the older stuff, checking that out. And obviously, Mad Balls vs. Garbage Pail Kids. It's nostalgia. If you grew up with it, you gotta check that out too. It's a fun read. Well, I didn't read this Time Against Slime again. I read the last one. There we go. Up to DC. Yeah, that's what I was saying. They have been a lot of fun. If you grew up with it, it hits every nerve of your nostalgia, and it's like, oh, this is so cool, like reading it. And the artwork's awesome too. Frank Frazetta's works are classic. Is that who's... I already turned it on. Let's see. Is that who's on that? I'm going to say, I don't even know off the top of my head who's on this stuff. Sholly Fish. Sholly Fish is the dude that does the Scooby-Doo books. Christopher Priest. Oh, from Opus. Gotcha. Actually, that's who we were talking about earlier. What were we just on? Oh, good old DC. They're having, I guess, an okay week. Danger Street's been really good. I still didn't read issue 3 though, so that sucks for me. My Batman. Hey, Henny, you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong with this. Check this out. Check out Looney Tunes. I'm pretty sure they're all cheaper. Yeah, $2.99 and $2.99. Which is funny because it's like, it's people who always have the argument of, oh, well, comics, between the artist and the writer and the story and just like, everything, they got to raise the prices. No, the hell they don't. Look at that. Batman Scooby-Doo, still $2.99. Spawn, I think, is $2.99. They got the other one from Image, Nightclub. I think that's a $2.99 book. People can do $2.99. They choose not to do $2.99 because they want to make as much profit as they possibly can. So, yeah, I don't want to ever hear that bullshit of, oh, well, they have to charge all this money. No, the hell they don't. Like this one, Superman Lost. This is $4.99. Danger Street, $4.99. And so's Lazarus. Well, that's a one-shot, so it might be oversized. So I'm going to reserve my judgment until I check that one out for real. Oh, yeah, Nightclub might be $1.99. Yeah, I'll look it up. It is. It's $1.99. How the hell can you go wrong with a $1.99 book? You can't go wrong with it. If you're buying all this crap for $5.99 and $4.99, you have to try out $1.99. And the only reason I didn't grab the second issue is because my shop didn't have it. But that was actually a really good first issue too. I started reading comics last year. Been reading manga for years. Price of comics is just... Dude, CAKS is terrible. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm sure we're going to be getting into some $4.99 and $5.99 books with Marvel as well. I think they're one-shots, the Batman One Bad Days, which reminds me... Hold on, I got to bring this shit up real quick, too, because we are on DC. I wanted to bring this up. All right. Check this out. You can pre-order this if anyone has not read this. If anyone has not read this, I feel like I looked this up a while ago and it was not $26.99. Yes. Wait, oh, that's hardcover. So this is trade, I'm guessing trade paperback? So this one might be trade paperback. I'm not 100%. But this is the one I originally was looking at. Hey, KO, have a good night, buddy. Enjoy the news. If anyone hasn't gotten this, I'm debating on buying this because I think this is going to be a killer box set, and they're all hardcovers. So I think $96 for, what is that, 8 in there? Riddler, Two-Face, Penguin, Freeze, Catwoman, Bane, Clayface, Ra's al Ghul. So what was that? 2, 4, 6. Yeah. So you got 8 hardcovers in there. They're $7.99 each if you would have bought them the trade paperbacks, or not trade paperbacks, but the cardstock covers. So this is like a nice other way to read it for yourself. So it's a little extra money, but you're getting a box set of hardcovers. So I'm debating on picking that up. All right, so back to this one. Let's talk about Superman Lost first. We got a brand new series. It's going to be a little 10-issue miniseries. I'm not going to get this. I'm reading one Superman series right now, and I don't know. And it's one of those things. I bring it up. Superhero stuff, I don't want an overwhelming amount of superhero books, and especially me who doesn't read a lot of DC, nor have I ever read a lot of Superman to begin with. So I'm not going to get just like balls deep in Superman stuff. I'm just going to read the New Dawn stuff that they just came out with, and I'm probably just going to stick with that for now. But this to me would be something I'd rather read in a hardcover when they eventually come out with. That's it, a $5 book. So basically when it's all said and done, you're going to be spending $50, not including tax, on all of these issues. When you can get the eventual hardcover trade paperback for like, what, $35, $40? So, holy crap. KO, I'm sorry to hear that for taxes. I'm really sorry to hear that. They really do. Prices are expensive, man. I mean, this one too. This one's $5 for Danger Street, but I did really like the first two issues. Like I said, didn't read the third one. If I can find 3, I'll be grabbing 4. Let's check out this cover. Joel Jones, nice card. Ooh, nice cover. But then this one, another one-shot. Well, actually, no, this is the beginning of a limited series. They've been doing the Lazarus Planet one-shots. Dude, Christopher Priest is writing a lot of shit right now. He's on that one we just talked about, and I guess he's on Black Adam too. Is Black Adam also this week? No, Black Adam is not this week. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. All I know is that this is a new limited series, but I know we've been seeing a ton of one-shots for Lazarus Planet. However, it is written by G. Willow Wilson, and I really like her writing, so that is very cool. Revenge of the Gods. Oh, for that one. Oh, wait, no. Oh, yeah. I wouldn't be surprised. We could probably look that up, just in case if anyone cares. Lazarus. Revenge of... Oh, yeah. Revenge of the Gods. Well, it's not really... It's not popping up. I'm taking your word for it, though. They do that. Well, Marvel does the same shit with their timing, which reminds me, it's time to talk about Marvel this week, who's arguably having the biggest week. It doesn't mean they're good books, though. But Marvel also loves to do that crap. They did it with the Black... What was it? King in Black. They did it with Absolute Carnage. It's like the event's over, and they still got some tie-ins coming out. And it's like, why are you doing this crap, man? Why are you doing this? They did it with the Dark Web, too. Let's see. I'm really excited for this series to be almost over. We got Hulk number 13 coming out this week. I've got no faith in it. Dude, Spitzkov, do not drop Hulk. You've got 2 issues left. I know the series sucks. I know it's not good. Ride it out. Here, my take on it is as long as you get the last 2 issues, you can sell the whole thing. Sell 1 through 14. Make a little bit of money back, something like that. But don't drop it at 13, man. You suffered enough. At least give Marvel the last $8, and then do whatever and sell it all off. They tricked me with Sins of Sinister, that checklist in every issue. I keep buying them. Oh, dude, I did that Joseph L with Absolute Carnage when it first came out. I bought everything. I bought every tie-in. I was interested in it. I love Carnage, and I was so let down. Oh, dude, I'm so pumped for the new Hulk, though. I really am pumped for the new Hulk. Philip Kennedy Johnson is going to be the writer. Who did we say the artist was going to be? Nick Klein. Nick Klein's going to be doing the artwork, so it's going to be legit. Oh, they're going to do more than just making up for that mess. They're going to be hopefully creating a legit series. I just saw someone mention Miles. I believe it was Spitzkov. Yeah, only getting Miles this week. Miles has been really good. Miles has been a hell of a series as well. I'm really excited for this one. It looks like they're actually going to be fighting. See, they keep talking about rabble. Uh, I think that's. I could be wrong, but I'm like really annoyed by that too, because they're saying her name is Ron. Was it Ranim? Yeah, Ranim's name. They're calling her Rabble. Oh, Rabble's doing this. She never established her name was Rabble in the comics. So this description is a spoiler. That sucks. At least I'm pretty positive they didn't do that. Oh, damn. Do I get the timeless this week though? Do I get both? Cover A and timeless. That is a big W from Hulk. You know, Liz Denny, at first I thought that too. So in my top 10 lists in another little review video I did of this series, I thought it was a massive L for the character. I thought it was a huge, just like, why would you do that? I was like, you're making her just like this jealous girl that's upset that Miles won and she didn't. So now she's getting revenge on literally everybody and making them pay because he got lucky and she didn't. But then I thought about it, and it wasn't just me thinking. Someone commented on the video and saying, no, it's not about her just being this jealous girl that wants this and wants that and feels entitled and spoiled. It's her going in. She's treating Miles as not. So her mom died, and she's upset that her mom died. And I think maybe we're going to learn more about her parents wanted her to go to school. And for all you know, maybe that was like her mom's dying wish or something crazy like that. But she's taking her anger and frustration out on Miles. She sees Miles as the root of all of her problems. Her mom getting sick and dying, not getting into the school, all the stuff that happened with her dad, being him struggling and all of that crap. She views him as the reason behind it all. And if she gets rid of that problem, then her life is going to be good again. Once I saw it in that light and that perspective, I was like, that's a really good take. I don't know if even Cody Ziegler is looking at it in that way, but that was really a really good way to view the series and view the character, and it got me re-interested in it again. So if you go back and watch a prior video and you see me talking a lot of shit on that issue, I take that back. I really like that take on it, and I prefer to see it as that take. Kind of like the motivation because it makes her seem kind of insane or psychotic. Makes her a cool villain to me. Just hope they don't turn her into a good character. That's actually what I'm worried about. Is I feel, based on everything I just said, is that maybe some sort of conclusion is going to happen, and she's going to be like, you know what, Miles, man, I'm sorry. I'm upset about this. I lost my mom. My dad is, I don't remember what happened with her dad, but then, you know, she's got nothing going for her anymore. She's got a tougher life. And she's like, I took it out on you. That's what I'm worried about as well, that they're going to turn her into a good character, that she's going to see the good. But overall, it's a bomb-ass series. Definitely check that shit out. My Road Trip Adventure Channel. What's going on, buddy? Thank you for popping in. I still am mind blown that Captain Marvel's got 47 issues. Of all the series that's got all these issues, I can't believe it's Captain Marvel. I really can't. I don't know anybody reading that. Somebody actually called me out because I said in one of my videos, I was like, who the hell's reading this? And they commented, they're like, hey, I'm reading it. And I was like, I'm sorry, man, I take that back. But are you enjoying it? Were you like 35 issues deep and you just kind of came to the conclusion that I need to see this shit out like through? But I gave up around mid-20s. Captain Marvel's not bad. It's just very mediocre. And I think it's the best way that I could describe it. Every time I finished reading an issue, I was like, it's okay. I didn't like it. I didn't dislike it. It's another book that I just read. There's nothing that makes this one stand out compared to the other ones. Gold Goblin, Red Goblin, who gives a shit? I'm tired of it. I'm tired of the oversaturation of the Spidey characters. I'm tired of them just throwing stuff at the wall and hoping something sticks. This is Marvel we're talking about here. This is the big bad Marvel. I want them to put a little bit more effort into some of these characters and some of these stories, and I'm not seeing it. The artwork is subpar for most of the time, and I'm not strictly talking about Gold or Red Goblin. I'm talking about a lot of Marvel in general right now. Norman Osborn, he's a good guy now. I spent my whole life reading that Norman Osborn was just this bad guy. He's the Green Goblin. And now because the Sin Eater took his sins away and he's trying to be forgiven, he's trying to move on with his life, he wants to be a hero. No, I'm not buying that crap, man. It's Norman Osborn. Either kill him off or let him ride off in the sunset as the Green Goblin. That's what everyone knows. It's what everyone loves. And I mean, I keep catching myself like looking at these books, and it really is that way. Like Hulk is god awful, straight garbage. And for the people out there that are thinking, well, Donny Cates isn't on the series anymore. Well, he wrote the whole damn thing, and Ryan Ottley's only got like 3 issues to really figure things out. Bad. Captain Marvel. Well, K-Bar says not bad, not good. Same thing. It's just mediocre. It exists. I'm sure if everybody watching right now, they probably don't care if the series ended or they kept going to issue number 100. They're not going to be picking it up either way. I got nothing bad to say about Immortal X-Men, Sins of Sinister. The only thing I can say about Sins of Sinister that I'm tired of all the damn events for Marvel. They got too many events. None of them really matter, and I don't really care about a lot of them either. Wolverine, I'm surprised to see it at issue number 31. I read the first few issues. I liked it. If it's still Benjamin Percy on it, good for him. Benjamin Percy rocks. This Captain America series, it's not that good either. Now, I won't talk any crap on Star Wars because I'm not reading any Star Wars and I'm not a big Star Wars fan, but the amount of Star Wars that they have on the market is the same crap that X-Men fans are going through with all the oversaturation of X-Men. My X-Men fans that are watching right now, I know damn well as much as you love X-Men to the core, you're not reading all the series. I know you're not. You know you're not. You don't need to lie to anybody. And I can almost guarantee my Star Wars fans out there are thinking the same thing. Star Wars is cool. I love Star Wars. I grew up with it. I don't care about the Han Solo Chewbacca series. I don't care about the other High Republic series. I don't care about the Yoda series. I want Star Wars. And that's how I feel, especially with ASM. I keep seeing ASM as garbage. ASM is absolute trash. It's garbage. You put a picture of an ASM cover or a trash can in front of me, I honestly can't tell the difference. It's the same damn thing in my opinion. I was going to say one costs more than the other, but at this point, I've paid enough for $9.99 ASM issues, and I'm sure I could go on Amazon right now and get a trash can for under $10. So it's probably the same thing at this point too, with how their prices are and the quality are. I bet you that trash can holds up better as well. It's got more use. Here we go. Well, that was my little rant. Love X-Men, but yeah, I'm dropping titles left and right. Oh my god, AMSR. It's just where you rip the comics up close to the mic. Can you imagine that? You just get an ASM comic. I got nothing to tear in front of me, but you just like slowly tear it, and you just hear like the shh, and you're like, yeah, you like that? You like that, Spider-Man fans? Ooh, you like that tear? That's an issue 1 ripping in half of just some straight garbage. Oh my god. All right, here we go. All right, so now we've established that we're going to be doing an ASMR ripping stream, and we're also going to be doing an OnlyFans. Well, I guess you can't stream that, but yeah, be aware it's going to be feet and comic books. We'll get into that one day. But that's I saw someone talking about War Across Time. Henny, I have not read that. I'll bring it up for you guys though. Chapter 3. What is this? War Against Time. The King of the Dwarfs has Mjolnir. All right, here we go. Here we go with this bullshit. I gotta take a sip for this one. Any Marvel comics I do like this week? I like Miles Morales a lot. I will say that. I do like Miles Morales. Oh yeah, it's gonna be sick. It's gonna be sick. Oh yeah, new red. Oh, I was gonna say that's the new Red Room. So here's the small little rant I have to go on with Marvel. So we got the Avengers War Across Time. So it says King of Dwarfs has Mjolnir, but the problem I have with so much crap with Marvel is that there's no continuity either. And I'm saying I don't need continuity for everything. I don't need whatever's happening in Daredevil to match up with the Punisher, to match up with Spider-Man and also Captain America. Some characters can just show up randomly and be gone. That's okay. But what I hate to see is not series particularly like this, because I can only imagine this is just like a small little mini series. But there are other Thor series that came out. Like, I think Thor popped in with one of the Valkyries. There was Thor and Jane Foster. The ongoing Thor, Avengers War Across Time. I'm only bringing this up strictly because King of the Dwarves has Mjolnir. None of those comics have anything to do with each other. How about you wrap one of them up before you start talking about another Thor series? Or how about you maybe mention in one of these series, like, oh, in this one, this happened to Thor. Make something make sense. Or leave a note in there that says, hey, if you're not reading the ongoing, this is exactly where that shit happened. Go check out issue number 5 of Donny Cates' crap-ass Thor series. So, you know, the reader can have a little bit of context instead of just him saying, oh, I'm reading a new Thor series. Which one? People are doing the same thing with ASM. Oh, I'm reading Spider-Man right now. Oh, that's cool. Which Spider-Man series? There's about 10 on the fucking market. I don't know. It's oversaturation. The covers, this one only got one cover, but I'll tell you what. You go on, here's what I'll do. I'll randomly click on the main titles. We got Hulk, Spider-Man, Immortal X-Men. We'll do, Gold Goblin probably doesn't. I'm gonna say that right now. I'm bringing up all of these, but I'm gonna preface this with, I don't think the Gold and Red Goblin have a lot of covers, but you can go through this list of books, and especially if there's a new one like Hellcat, we'll bring that one up. That's gonna have some covers. They're all going to have a lot of covers. Six covers, and granted, these are probably McNiven's, exclusives of some sort. Incentive, Alex Ross. So it is what it is. Black and white incentive version with McNiven homages. Miles Morales also. Bunch of fucking covers. The Moral X-Men. 6 covers. Gold Goblin. Holy shit, 1 cover. That's why I said I'm going to preface this with, I don't think Gold and Red Goblin have a lot of covers. But I had to bring it up because it is Spider-Man. 3 covers. 2-3, reasonable. Hellcat, brand new series that I can only imagine not a lot of people care about. That's just my opinion. I'm not going to be getting it. 6 covers. So, that's where we're at in the Marvel world right now. Oversaturation, tons of covers. The story, the quality of the stories are so lacking. That $1.99 nightclub book from Image, I am going to say Miles Morales Spider-Man is very good. But that $1.99 book, the first issue, I'm sure is better than all of these Marvel books. Captain Marvel, I read up to like the mid-20s. That first issue is better than almost that entire series. Wolverine, I'm sure Wolverine's good, I will say that. Hulk is god-awful. Gold Goblin, Red Goblin, both of them were pretty bad. It's crazy. And it's like, am I even like this negative, is this like a negative rant? Am I just complaining? Or is this something that us as fans should be making a bigger stink about, We're spending this money on these weekly books. Like $4 for Hulk, and I've read all of it. It's crap. And same with a lot of these other ones. People deserve better. Your money, your hard-earned money is going to these books. You work your asses off to buy these comics so you can get some enjoyment out of it. And then you get like this slap in the face with low paper quality. I mean, shit. I brought this up in Friday's stream. It's been 3 weeks in a row now. I got a Marvel book where the staples aren't attached. It's not ripped. They're just not attached. That one. And I think this was the other one. Maybe it wasn't this one. Let's see. No, it's fucking this one. Hollow's Eve. Where is it? One of these books I had, the pages weren't even in it. It was out completely. I don't know which one off the top of my head. Chat knows from last Friday. I was talking about it. I had 3 books 3 weeks in a row, and I showed 2 of them off. That the pages weren't even attached. But it's like, it feels everything's so low quality about these books. Let's see. That's definitely one of those. Either way. Oh yeah, and a lot of them come out wavy as hell. They really do. Because it's such low quality, and because it's going in whatever shipping it is, it's damp, it's got moisture, and it's sitting in there for so long that maybe it's all of a sudden, I don't know how the hell it works, but maybe that's probably why it's all wavy. And plus, it doesn't help that they send it to the shops all fucked up, so half the books are destroyed anyway. There was a Venom you had with a staple missing. That was the Venom one I was showing. I was saying it wasn't attached at the bottom. But one of the other ones actually had the middle pages like completely detached. They weren't stapled at all. So it's just so disappointing. Mm-mm. Uh, yeah, that's good to see a lot of people, a lot of people feel that way. It really is just, it's upsetting that, who gives a damn about the story? Give us more covers. Yeah, that's what we only care about the covers. That's it. Uh, Ask Whatnot. They know all about the covers. But that's actually, unless if you guys want to talk about any of these other books, I went on a nice rant on Marvel. I'm actually only going to be getting Hulk and Spider-Man from Marvel this week. Oh, and Moon Girl, Devil Dinosaur. I'll talk about this one super quick too, and I'll bring up Hellcat because it is a brand new series. Moon Girl. I think if you got kids, if you got a little girl, definitely show him or her this series. It's fun. The artwork's not bad. It's a cute little series for kids. Although I'm slightly enjoying it. It's not bad, like I said, but those 1 in 1000s, yeah. You mean those 1 in 1000s that are you order and then you actually can return the other copies for? Yeah, I didn't forget about that either. The slap in the face to the retailers who didn't feel like fronting all that money for 1,000 copies of that shit ass Berserker book. Hellcat, brand new series as well. Some cool covers. As much as I'm not a huge Peach Momoko fan, that's one of the covers that hits for me. I do like that. Leaping from the pages of Christopher Cantwell's Iron Man run. It's going to be a no for me, dog. I ain't going to grab that one. That's all they had to say. I'm seeing one more. Can we get a little bit of talk on No One? Yeah, we talk about that one real quick because that's going to be a wrap on Marvel for me. We hit on this one a little bit earlier. We were talking about some of the other stuff. Where the hell's Image? Oh, there it is. Let's see. Or unless if was that the no, here we go. So this is going to be one of the new series. It's a limited 10-issue miniseries from the whole Massive verse, and they're doing a killer job on the Massive verse. They really are. They got Radiant Black, which we did talk about. Had its ups and downs. Heard Rogue Sun is the best. Top notch rating. I love my memes. Love my memes. And who's right now? Brian Bucalato. I'm sorry. I know that man's not watching, but I butchered the hell out of his name. At least I can say Kyle Higgins. But either way, we got some cool covers on here as well. Some incentive covers. I like this one actually. This one should be the Virgin variant. I see these Virgin variants down here. This one should be that. That one's really cool. But like I said, it's going to be the new part of the new Massiverse series. 10 months ago, Richard Rowe murder shocked the city of Pittsburgh. Months since, killings have sparked a dangerous political movement, copycat killers, and mass vigilantes who are still determined to hold the powerful accountable. Not a symbol, not a hero. They could be anyone. They're no one. It's gonna be badass. I'm really excited for it. Let's see. I'm so old. Me and my girlfriend watched the first. Hey, Joseph, don't be talking about that. I watched it live too. I remember sitting there watching it with my mom. I remember William Hung on there. I remember all of those. I watched the first season as well. I don't know if it's still on though. I'll say that much. Spitzkov. Marvel does not have the best week. You always gotta. What was it? You trolling all the time, man. Ruben stuttered. Hold on. I was in sixth grade. I think it was sixth grade when we had a massive debate on Ruben Studdard or Clay Aiken. It's like this. The class was split in half. Who's it gonna be, Ruben or Clay? And everybody was just like at fucking like arms with each other. We were getting in each other's faces. Like, nah, Ruben's better. These little sixth graders and shit. Big William Hung fan. I had the album too. Believe it or not, I had the album. I was one of those kids. I had to get it. I saw Lost too. I didn't watch it weekly though. I actually watched all 9 seasons or whatever the hell they were, and my boy spoiled it for me. Right at the very end, he's like, man, yeah, Lost, such a letdown, knowing that they were all dead. And I was like, bro, I got like 1 episode left. Like, I came over here to hang out with you guys when in reality I should have just watched that last fucking episode. And he ruined it for me. This shit was ridiculous. But that's a wrap, guys. That is all the new comics coming out this week. It was a hell of a stream. I had a blast doing this with you all. Thank you, chat. Thank you, everybody that tuned in. Thank you all for the comments. I love hearing your opinions on New Comic Book Day. Which ones you want? Which ones you think I need to be checking out too? You guys all rock. You guys, you always say like, "Oh, thanks for the content, AR." It's you guys, man. You guys make it. I love doing this stuff. It's mainly so I can talk with you all. If you guys are ever interested, I do have my Patreon listed down below. You get early access to videos. You get access to my Discord. This monthly giveaway is going to be, I talked about it on Friday. This is going to be this month's giveaway. So you're going to be getting Go-Go Power Rangers Deluxe. This is Volume 1. Winner's going to be announced probably in the Discord. So if you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to me. What's today? Tuesday. Tomorrow, I'm going to be on the EXP's live stream. I've got all their links down below in the description. The episode is just their comics and collectibles stream. Live sales. We talk about comics as well. They got slabs, CCAs. That's like sketch cover art. Tons of other cool stuff too. Let me know. Everything's down below. Stay safe, guys, and we will see you top 10 list on Thursday and then live stream again on Friday. Thank you again, everybody. Have a great rest of your night. Enjoy your New Comic Book Day.